أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين محمد وأهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين واللعنة على أعدائهم من الآن إلى يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه المجيد والفرقان الحميد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربي زدني علما صدق الله العلي العظيم. Right, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, hope everyone is well. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your du'as in the month of Shahr Ramadan. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ultimate objective and the purpose of Shahr Ramadan, which is to become close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and forgive our sins and increase our tawfiqat. Right, now, yeah, I've seen you. I just seen your message now for Dr. Said Ahmed. I will add you to the group, inshallah. I've just seen the message in the group as well, so inshallah I'll do that. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to allow people to come on the mic. So yeah, you should be able to come on the mic if you wanted to. Now, there is. Let me deliver this lesson, then I'll ask you a question about what I'm doing now and why I've done what I've done. Now, the whole thing is that in these lessons, which I'm dealing with the Quran, the 30 of Juz, I'm trying to first of all teach Arabic. Of course, I'm teaching Arabic language as well, but I'm going to teach it from a different approach. So what's going to happen is that things which I haven't taught so far as yet, I will teach you in those classes. The reason why I'm teaching in this method is that there it's dealing with the Quran. And in the other course which you're doing with the Medina Arabic, I'm teaching Arabic language as a complete language. So that's the reason why some things I haven't taught as yet. But of course, I will teach them, but it was just a matter of time. But alhamdulillah, with yourselves, you do have that foundation that I can start with the Quranic understanding of the 30 of Juz. Inshallah, you will enjoy it. And I'm doing it from a personal experience, how I would find and how I would enjoy understanding the 30 of Juz. So this is something which I'm designing myself, and inshallah, your feedback would be appreciated of how you find this approach. So this is my personal approach of how I found teaching Arabic language and teaching students in the Hausa, how I help them, assist them in trying to understand Arabic language. Now, what I'm going to do, I've sent some handouts out already in the group, which I will highlight and discuss them, so that I will also, with regards to the main class of the Quranic class, I will also have short tutorials for students who have not studied Arabic language before as well, like I did with yourselves before. So inshallah, before I go through the 3 slides or the 3 handouts which I've posted to yourselves, I'm going to go through this slide, and then I'll go through the other slides to explain about the present tense. So now, today's lesson, which I did earlier, I spoke about present tense, and I mentioned, first of all, how many people are in the group who have not studied present tense? So let me have an idea of how many students are in this class who have not studied present tense. So all the students who have not studied present tense, just say no in the chat box, so I know exactly how many students have not studied present tense. Okay, Sister Rabab. Who else? Anyone else? I know there's a few other people, but if I cover a number of students, no? Sorry, I'm behind. Okay, that's fine, no problem. Who else? Who else has not studied present tense before? That's running the screen. Okay, that's fine. Okay, what I'm going to do, so I'm going to explain as if present tense, as if no one has learned them before, and then I'll go through the other slides. So inshallah, I'll try to finish as soon as possible. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Now, the present tense. Now, the present tense are made from the past tense. So first of all, let me quickly recap yourself, memories of who I've studied before. Now, the past tense is this. So the past tense has 14 forms, like fa'ala, fa'ala, fa'alu. So fa'ala, he did. Fa'ala, they both did. Fa'alu, they all did. Now, each of these verbs itself, they have a doer of an action. So a verb cannot be accomplished without a person doing an action. So in this verb fa'ala, which is the past tense verb, and the minimum letters in the past tense are 3 letters. So huwa is the doer of the action. Huwa is the actual detached pronoun, which means he. And huwa represents, fa'ala represents huwa, which is he did. And then in Arabic language, you have the dual, which is more than two, more than one. So that's dual. And then more than two is plural. So then we have the alif here, fa'ala, they both did. And then fa'alu, we have the alif and the waw, which means they all did. So it says third person, and then you have the third person feminine. Fa'alat means she did. And the detached pronoun, which in English we have that she, it's hiya in Arabic. And then we have fa'alata. We have the ta and the alif here. So the ta is a sign of feminine. Alif is a sign of dual. So you can see huma there. Huma here means they both. So the actual detached pronoun for they two, huma, is same for masculine and female. You can only tell from the context who it refers to. Then we have fa'alna. Then we have fa'alna. Fa'alna is they all females did. And the detached pronoun for they, females, is hunna. And we have noon with the alif at the end, which represents they all females did. So in fa'alata, you have the ta for feminine, alif for the dual. And each verb has some sort of attached pronoun at the end. So all of these endings have these attached pronouns, which represents different individuals. Then you have fa'alta, you one boy did. So from the sixth form, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, from the sixth form, the lam itself has a sukun, a jazm. And then from then onwards, the last one, it remains a jazm. So the lam remains silent. So fa'alta, you did. Anta, you did one boy. Fa'altuma, you two boys did. Fa'altum, you all boys did. Fa'alti, you one female did. Fa'altuma, you two females did. Fa'altunna, you all did or performed. Fa'altu is I did, and fa'alna is we did. Is this clear for everyone so far? Sorry, slow learner.
Okay. Yes.
Right. Sister Nasreen, Sister Rubab, Sister Sukaina, is this clear for yourselves? So you could come on the mic. I'm not going to bite anyone. Bismillah, you're more than happy to come on the mic.
Yes.
Okay, brilliant. So these are the 14 forms for the past tense. Fa'ala, he did. Fa'ala, they both did. Fa'alu, they all did. Fa'alat, she did. Fa'alata, they both females did. Fa'alna, they all females did. Fa'alta, you did. Fa'altuma, you two did. Fa'altum, you all did. Fa'alti, you one female did. Fa'altuma, you two females did. Fa'altunna, you all did. Fa'altu, I did. And fa'alna, we did. Brilliant. Is this clear? Yes. If it is, I'm going to move on now.
Yes. Yes.
With regards to the present tense, now the past tense itself, it has one form, it has one state. It doesn't change, regardless of whatever particle comes in regards to the past tense. But the present tense, as I mentioned earlier as well, the present tense has three states. These three states are dependent upon what comes before the present tense. But before I go through them, I'm going to go through the actual basic core structure of the present tense, and then I'll go through the other. The reason why I have to go through this now is that when I actually cover Surah Nas and the other surahs from the Quran, everyone is familiar what I'm trying to address and trying to speak about itself. So that's the reason why I'm covering this now. Now, the present tense of fa'ala, it's yaf'alu. So you bring a ya in the beginning and a dhamma at the end. Ya in the beginning and a dhamma at the end. And the fa itself, which was mutaharrik with fatha in the past tense, In the present tense, it has a sukoon, a jazm, silent. Yaf'alu, which means he is doing or he will do. Yaf'alu, masculine. Then you have yaf'alani. So in yaf'alani is they both boys did. And yaf'aluna, they all boys are doing or will do. So in the singular, yaf'alu, the lam had a dhamma. So Arabic language is all based about the harakat, and the changing of the harakat changes the meaning of the word itself. So in yaf'alani, the alif here is the sign of dual, two people. And here, the noon with a kasra is the sign of the present tense being in its original state. Because yaf'alu, the singular, has a dhamma. That dhamma is not visible on the alif because the alif is silent. So due to that, the noon with a kasra substitutes the dhamma which is visible on the singular itself. So yaf'alani, this noon here, it's representing a dhamma, meaning that this verb is in its original pure state. And then yaf'aluna, we have the waw, which indicates upon plural masculine, and the noon here, it's indicating upon the present tense being in its original form. Is this clear for everyone so far?
Yes.
Who was that? Yes?
Sukina.
Okay, it's okay now. That's good. Yeah, please, yeah, because with yourself, because I'm trying to go, I'm trying to cover a lot. Yes, brilliant. And that's the reason why.
Excuse me, can it be Yaf'ala instead of Yaf'alu?
Which one?
Why the Huwa Yaf'alu?
Yeah, can that be? Yeah. What can that be?
Yaf'ala, because it is Fa'ala, then Yaf'ala. It's not like that.
So what? So Dordana, repeat your question.
Why can't it be Yaf'ala? I mean,
so
the meaning.
Yeah, the meaning changes. So if it's yaf'ala, the meaning changes. So the original state of the present tense verb, when there's no particle coming, it's yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. Okay. Yeah. And then once I've done this, then I'll go through the other ones. Then she, you add, here it was yaf'alu, you had a ya. When you want to say she is doing, you bring you replace the ya with a ta, and it becomes taf'alu. Taf'alu means she is doing. And then taf'alani, they both are doing. So here is yaf'alani, here is taf'alani. So adding the ta represents that they both females are doing. And then yaf'alna. Yaf'alna means they all females are doing or will do. So here, the noon with a fatha here. So this is an exception. This noon with a fatha here represents the female. And over here, in yaf'alani, taf'alani, and yaf'aluna, these three noons here are representing the dhamma, which is not visible on these words. So it's literally these noons with the kasra.
Can you repeat that again, please?
Who's this speaking?
Najla Ahmad.
Yeah, Sister Najla. Yaf'alani and taf'alani and yaf'aluna. These noons here, noon with a kasra and a noon with a fatha, it's trying to denote the dhamma which is visible on the singular. Mm-hmm. So this dhamma in the singular, it represents that this verb is in its original form. There's no particles which are in front of the present tense verb. Is that clear?
Yes.
Brilliant. And
so clarification, Sheikh,
yes, sister.
So when you are doing for bringing it to the present tense, basically you're following the rule where the first ain kalima gets a sukoon and the or the first fa kalima gets the sukoon, the ain kalima stays, and the lam kalima gets a dhamma. So you're following that, and then basically the lam, the noon kasra and noon fatha is just coming to show that it is still in its original form.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So
Okay.
yeah, exactly. So the middle letter, it can have different harakat. These are different patterns, but the last harakat of the lam itself, that's the most important one to know which state the present tense is in. So all of these at the moment is the present tense in its original form. Like I said to you, like every noun in Arabic language, it ends with a dhamma tanwin, kitabun, masjidun, and so forth. Then we have taf'alu. Taf'alu is you, one female, is doing. And taf'alani, it's you, two females, are doing. And taf'aluna, you all females, sorry, boys are not females, boys are doing. Boys, yeah. So anta taf'alu, you, one boy, is doing. Antuma, you, two boys, are doing. Antum taf'aluna, you all boys are doing. So here, in all of these six here, for the second person, which is you, we have the tas in the beginning. Here it was yaf'alu, here is taf'alu. But she and you, masculine, it's the same verb, but you're going to tell from the context who is referring to. Taf'alani and taf'alani, they both females are doing, and you two boys are doing, is again the same, but again you could tell from the context who is referring to. For example, here is antuma, it's you two, and here is huma. So you can tell from the context. And then the plural for they all boys are doing was yaf'aluna. It was representing hum, they. Here had a ya. Here taf'aluna has a ta in the beginning. Taf'aluna. So in here, taf'alu, the singular, has a dhamma. In the dual, we have the noon with a kasra, which represents the dhamma, which is visible. It's trying to indicate that all of the dual and the plural is in its original form of having the dhamma state. Taf'alani and then taf'aluna, the noon again at the end, is representing the present tense in its original form. Sister Askari, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, Sheikh. Yes.
Is this clear so far for you?
Yes, Sheikh. But yeah, alhamdulillah. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Brilliant. Is this a Shazia here as well? No, she hasn't joined yet. Okay. Mr. Rubab, is that clear for you?
Yes.
Agha Hassan Ali, is it clear for you? Agha Hassan Ali? Okay, maybe. MashaAllah. Agha Muhammad Hassan Jaghani. MashaAllah.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
Okay, MashaAllah. We have. Okay, that's clear. And Sister Sukaina, is it clear for you as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay, brilliant. Then we have taf'alina. So here in taf'alina, it's you, one female, is doing. Here it was you, one boy, is doing. Here, taf'alina, it's you, one female, is doing. So we have an additional noon here. And this noon is the sign of, so in all the singulars here, taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna, this is the only singular feminine which has a noon here. So this noon is representing that this singular is in its present, is original form of having a dhamma on its last letter. Okay, taf'alina. So the ya here is the sign of you, one female, is doing. Taf'alina, anti taf'alina. And then antuma taf'alani, you two are doing. Okay, and then there's a mistake here, as I mentioned earlier as well. It should not be yaf'alla, it should be taf'alla. It should be taf'alla. So just correct the mistake yourselves on your papers and write the 12th form should be yaf'alna, not sorry, it should be taf'alna, not yaf'alna. So they all females are doing is taf'alna. Change the ya to a ta, and that means yaf'alna, they all females are doing or will do, which represents antunna. Antunna in Arabic means they all females. And here the noon here represents the plural. And again, yaf'alna, this noon here represents the plural. It does not represent the dhamma, but represents the plural. And then af'alu, I am doing. Naf'alu, we are doing. I'm going to choose Sister Rubab. Rubab, can you come on the mic? Sister Rubab
I'm
is still
here.
up. You know my way
Okay.
of teaching, so
I do.
I need the reason why I need that satisfaction that you're understanding what's happening. So let's go through this. Yaf'alu, read the Arabic and translate as well.
Okay, so you want me to go to the left? Read
From the
them out?
right to the left, yeah. Singular, dual, plural. Then you go
Okay.
across, okay? Go ahead.
Okay, يفعل, يفعلان, يفعلون. تفعل, تفعلان, يفعلن.
Excellent.
تفعل, تفعلان, تفعلون. تفعلين, تفعلان, يفعلن.
The taf'alna, there's a mistake here. It
Oh,
should be
I
taf-
see, yes. تفعلن. And then أفعل, نفعل.
Excellent. Is this clear for you so far?
Yes.
If
I
there's
think
any question,
repetition.
yeah, it needs repetition. Indeed.
Yes.
But inshallah, I can leave that in your discretion to do repetition. Can I have the other sister Sukaina, who has not done this before? Or Sister Askari, can you come on the mic?
Yes.
Can you do I want to change it for you.
Okay.
And let's see if I got it on the screen here. Okay, that's fine. I'll do yaf'alu and then I'll change it to the third person. Yaf'alu, bismillah.
Yeah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. This is male, one per past tense.
Present tense.
Sorry,
Present
present tense. Present tense, yes. Taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'alna. Yaf'alu, taf'alu, taf'alani, taf'aluna.
No. So, start from here. Yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. Taf'alu, taf'alani, yaf'alna. And translate as well, same time, please. Yaf'alu, he is doing.
He is doing one. Yes, he is doing. Yaf'alani, the two men are doing. Yaf'aluna, the all men are doing. Taf'alu, that is one female is doing. Taf'alani, two females are doing. Yaf'alna, all the females are doing.
Correct.
Taf'alu, you one male is doing. Taf'alani, you two males are doing. Taf'aluna, you all males are doing.
Excellent.
Taf'alina, you one female is doing. Taf'alani, you two females are doing. Taf'alna, you all females are doing.
Excellent.
Af'alu, naf'alu, afalu, I am doing. And naf'alu, we are all doing.
Excellent. Excellent. Is there any other student who would like to come forward from the new students who have not done this before? Okay, can I then choose Sister Sukaina? Would you like to come? Sister Sukaina? Would you like to come on the mic? Right. Muhammad Sanjagani, I would like to bring him, but he's not his mic. Right, that's fine. I'm going to then choose, I will choose Agha Hassan Ali. Agha Hassan Ali Rashid.
Yes, Alaikum.
Alaikum Salam. Agha Hassan Ali, I would like you to conjugate let me change the verb for yourself. In 2 seconds. I'm going to change it to this one here, yaftahu. Can you see on the screen?
Yes.
Shall I make it bigger?
Yes, please.
Okay. Bismillah.
Yeah.
Yaftahu, which means he is opening.
Okay.
Fataha, yaftahu.
Okay. Yaftahu, yaftaha,
Yaftahani.
yaftahani. Okay. Yaftahuna.
Correct.
Then I can't see the other one. Taftahu,
Yep,
taftahani,
correct.
yaftahna.
Excellent.
Taftahu, taftahani, taftahuna.
Correct.
Very good. Taftahina, taftahani, taftahna. Aftahu, can you go up? Naftahu.
Excellent. Aftahu, naftahu. Excellent. Right. Is this clear for everyone so far?
Yeah.
Hey, can I ask you a question here?
Yes. Go ahead.
Not this in huma, antuma, and antuma.
Yep.
The same words, taftahani, taftahani, taftahani. Why is it that?
So this is the way the Arabs have done it. So we have taftahani here, which is for they both females are doing, and then taftahani, you two boys are doing, and taftahani, you two females are doing. That's the way the Arabs have made their language, and we have to live with it. And you can tell from the context who they are referring to itself. Okay, and that's fine. Now I'm going to move on to the next slides. So this is going to be new content, which I haven't taught in the other class as yet, but inshallah, I will teach them as well. But you're being the first batch I'm going to go through. Now, let me go through this. I've sent this handout in the group.
Lesson 16.
This is, yeah, these are handouts which I'm using itself. Now, we'll see here from the ayat of the Quran, like nab'athu min kulli ummatin shahida. So where the ba'atha, yab'athu. So nab'athu, it's the present tense. And you can see the nab'athu has a dhamma at the end. Nab'athu.
We can't see anything.
So you can't see it. Sorry, my mistake. Let me just, thank you for reminding me. I thought I'd share the screen. So I've sent this. This is the actual handout, which is called the imperfect present tense. So it says, Nab'athu min kulli ummatin shahida. This is this one. Let me show you which one I'm referring to. I'm referring.
Can you make it a little bigger?
One second. This one here is lesson 16, perfect tense. So here, these are all ayats of the Quran which I'm using to try to teach you the subject. Nab'athu min kulli ummatin shahida. Ba'atha yab'athu means that we are sending min kulli ummatin to every nation a person who is going to give testimony about them. Okay, so all of these here, naj'alu is the present tense. Naj'alu, we are making for them. Naj'aluhuma, we made for both of them. Tahta aqdamina, under our feet. So all of these are examples of present tense verbs in its original state. So you can go through this itself. The references of the ayats are mentioned there, and this is something which you can go through yourselves just to get yourself more practice of the present tense itself. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah.
Yes? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where is it? Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Brilliant. Now that's that. And then the next thing I need to go through is this. So give me 1 second. Let me just get this onto the screen.
What you want to do with our exercise? What you want us to do with exercise 16?
Practice. Exercise 16 is only practice, nothing else I want you to do. Just go through the ayat and just see what's happening there so that you become more familiar. Nothing else, okay? Now if this is thing which I was mentioning earlier on in the class, in the earlier class. Now the present tense has 3 states. What do I mean 3 states? It means that, write this down. Like the word yaf'alu, yaf'alu has a dhamma at the end, correct?
Which page is this?
This is the next slide. Lesson, which is lesson 20.
Page number 120?
Page number 128.
Okay, thank you.
So over here itself, it says, as you know, everyone knows in Arabic language is a question. So itself, it's a question. Lam tu'min. So the original is the lam here. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, lam is a particle which comes in front of the present tense, and all of the singular words like like the one we did, yaf'alu, taf'alu, af'alu, and naf'alu, which has a dhamma at the end. The dhamma changes to a sukoon, becomes silent. Is this clear? So our lam tu'min. So it should be tu'minu.
Okay.
It should be tu'minu, but becomes silent. Becomes our lam tu'min. Is that clear?
Sorry, Sheikh, can you please repeat that again?
Who was that?
Sukina Ghulam said.
Yes, this is what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
the word lam is a particle which comes in front of a present tense verb, and all of the singular verbs like I, we, you, she, and he, they become silent. The last letter, dhamma, changes to a sukoon. Awalam tu'min originally was tu'minu, means you are believing.
So
Is it because of the lam?
Yes, lam is the particle which actually, it says here as well. Yeah, it is used after the negative particle. So where is it going? So lam is a negative particle which comes and it says it gives the meaning of negate, of not. So lam tu'min, do you not believe? So you'll see this. And now the other thing I need to mention.
Sheikh, can I ask you one thing, please?
Let's go ahead.
You know, you said that awalam,
Yep.
tu'minu.
Correct.
Because of the end of the sentence, or
No.
so that's why we are not speaking tu'minu.
No, good question. It's because of the lam. Because of the lam, last letter becomes silent. Not because of the end of the sentence. It's because of lam itself.
Okay.
Okay. So lam itself, like if you have a Quran with you, and if you go to the surah, what's it called? Surah Ahad, Surah Ikhlas.
Yeah.
Let's go to Surah Ikhlas. If everyone brings a copy of the Quran, I'll show you. This is, so if you go to Surah Ikhlas, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Yeah.
It says in the third ayah, Lam yalid walam yulad. Lam yalid walam yulad. So here, originally, if lam wasn't there, it would be yalido. Yalido is the present tense. He is giving yalido. Walada yalido means that he is giving birth.
Okay.
So Sheikh, regardless to wherever the following word is, it just becomes a sukoon, right?
Yes.
The dhamma change into sukoon.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And that's the reason lam yalid is coming. Okay. And whenever lam comes in the Quran, it makes the present tense singular verbs, I, we, she, you, and gives it silent. It makes it silent. Clear, Sister Sukaina?
Yes.
Rest of the class, is it clear for you?
Clear.
So I have one question.
Yes, Sister Kulsum.
So the lam will typically come before a verb, a present verb.
Yes, that's right. That's the
Thank you.
ruling. All of the lams itself, the lam itself comes in front of the present tense verb, not before a noun itself. It only comes in front of a verb. And in the singulars, so let me go back. So you may have to listen to the recording because I am giving a quite intense lesson. So I may do apologize for that, but it has to be done because I'm trying to teach you Quranic Arabic and trying to get you through the tafsir of the Quran itself. So
Sheikh, is it kind of similar to when we are changing the verb to imperative? Because yes, we are adding something in front of the verb, but the last letter becomes sukoon.
Sister Kulsum, excellent,
Yes.
excellent. Yes, you have hit the nail on the head. That's excellent. That is correct. Like the imperatives, in the duals, the noons are dropped. The same thing this does into the present tense. So the singulars itself, it has a sukoon, and so write this down. The singulars, when lam comes, the singulars have a sukoon, become silent, and the dual masculine and the feminine and the plural of the masculine and the plural of the masculine, the noons are dropped. The noons are dropped.
Please give an example, Sheikh.
Who is this speaking? At least Sister Askari, yes?
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you examples. Just write this down and I'll give you the examples. So, lam, when it comes in front of the singular verbs, it makes it silent. However, when it comes before a dual masculine, feminine, and a plural for masculine, the noons with a kasra and the noon with a fatha are dropped, are removed. And also the singular feminine for the second person, for taf'alina, that noon is also removed.
Singular feminine.
Singular feminine, yeah. For the singular feminine.
And also singular feminine.
And for the singular feminine,
yeah.
For taf'alina, the noon is dropped as well.
Is it something like the sigha of Amr, Sheikh? Because all the noons, I think they drop in sigha Amr too.
Yes, in Sigha Amr, in Sigha Amr, the noons are dropping, but also here, when lam comes in front of the present tense, the noons drop as well. That is correct. So,
Sheikh, would you mind saying what it would sound like for singular?
I will do that. I'm trying to first get everyone understand this, and then I'll go through this. So let me go through this now. Let me show you now. So awalam tu'min, here it was tu'minu, lam has come and it's made the last letter silent. Now here, next one. Alam ta'lam. So alam ta'lam, do you not know? So here, ta'lamu means you are knowing. You, one singular feminine is masculine. So lam is coming, it should be ta'lamu, becomes ta'lam. Okay, silent here. Alam ta'lam anna Allah lahu mulku samawati wal ard. Are you not aware that indeed Allah, for him is the sovereignty of the skies and the earth? This is the one which is important. Now here is an example, the third one here. Alam ya'lamuna. So originally, alam ya'lamu. So here, it is the plural for the masculine. So ya'lamu, ya'lamani, ya'lamuna. The noon has been dropped. The noon has been dropped, and when the noon in the plurals, the noon is dropped, we bring the alif in place of it to highlight that. In the plurals of the masculine, when the noon is dropped, we bring an alif to highlight that. So here the noon has been dropped. It originally was ya'lamuna, becomes ya'lamu. Is this clear?
Yeah, because further down, ya'lamu sirrahum.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, ya'lamu is present tense now, where there's no lam. So here, alam ta'lam, you see it's silent. And over here, ya'lamu is coming with a dhamma here, because there's no lam coming before it.
Ah, okay.
Sheikh, I have a question.
Yep.
Sheikh,
Yes,
I
I'm
have a
listening.
question. So why there's a wow in the first verse and then the wows are not disappearing in the rest?
The waw means awalam. Are you not? So awalam, it's just a waw which has been coming in the sentence. So there's no particular reason why the waw hasn't come to the other sentence.
Mhm.
Okay, awalam ta'lam. Are you not? So it's coming as awalam. It comes as an expression. So that's the only reason why.
Okay.
Right.
And then it's the same meaning, do you not, right?
Yeah. Now, another example I'm going to give you now. Here, la. So the first one was, where's it gone?
No.
So let me show you here. Let me show you here. So when a verb is preceded by lam, this is what happens. Originally, can you see this? Yaktub. It was originally yaktubu, becomes yaktub. Yaktubu originally was having a dhamma, and it becomes yaktub. And the dual, it should have been yaktubani, but becomes yaktuba. And over here, the plural, it was originally, they all are writing, is yaktubuna. But what happens, noon is dropped, alif is replaced just to show that this waw is part of the verb. It's not the waw which means and.
So the singular is yaktubu only. Only
Yaktub. Yaktub.
Only yaktub.
Can you see this silent sukun? So originally it was yaktubu, becomes yaktub.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, and then the dual itself becomes, from originally was yaktubani, it becomes yaktuba.
The noon is dropped in.
So,
Yep.
Sorry, Sheikh.
Yep.
Does this, the silent letters at the end of the word, the last letters are silent because of la and lam?
Yes, that's
Or
right.
is there any other reason for that?
No, just because it's been preceded. These here, it's showing the present tense verb being preceded by a la or a lam itself.
So what does justif means in Arabic?
Justif means that when the present tense is meant to have the sukun.
Okay.
That is the state of the present tense, the justif case. That is the verb the subjunctive and the, so this is a justif case where the present tense verb should get a sukun, the singulars and the dual and the plurals, the noon is dropped.
Okay, I understand.
So
if there is no lam, sorry, Sheikh, if there is no lam and lam preceding these words, so,
so what they have done, Sister Askari, they've not wrote the lams, but there should be a lam. This is the present, as I showed you before, it should be yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubuna. That is the original state of the present tense. They wrote this chart down to show you what happened when la or lam comes in front of the present tense.
yeah.
One more question. Is it just with these two harfs, or is it more?
What do you mean?
So is it only for la or lam that this happens, or are there other
Don't worry, Sister Kulsum, don't worry about it. I'll give you them after, but try to understand this first. Try to understand what I'm trying to explain, and I'll explain the other things later, because understanding the present tense, they are more important than to know what particles changes the actual present tense. So yaktub, yaktuba, yaktubu. So originally, hiya taktubu is she is writing, but because lan sorry, lam or la is preceding it, it becomes silent. And you two female, they both females are writing, it should be taktubani, but the noon has been dropped, becomes taktuba. And do you remember earlier on, I mentioned yaktubna. In yaktubna, this noon here is the symbol for female, plural. This noon here, it's the sign for female. For this reason, this noon remains in all of the 3 states for the present tense. It doesn't get removed. So yaktubna, lam yaktubna. And then taktubu is your writing. It should be taktubani, taktubuna. So in the singular, it becomes silent. In the dual and the plural, the noon with a kasra and the noon with a fatha has been dropped. And in the plural, alif is replaced. Is this clear for everyone so far?
Yes.
I know I'm giving you a lot of information, but I do apologize, but this is the way to teach Arabic grammar from the, or teach Quranic Arabic. And because of the shortage of time during Shahr Ramadan, the classes are quite in depth and a lot of information being given. So I would kindly request any question you don't understand, just ask me and I will explain to yourself. The main thing is understanding. If you understand it, that's the most important key. Everything else regarding memorizing it, you can do that later, inshallah. Then, who should I bring? Sister Sukaina. Sister Sukaina Ghulam Hussain.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. How would we normally say you one female is writing?
You one female. Anti.
Taktu. Taktubina.
Taktubina, yeah.
Exactly. Remember that, anti taktubina. So what's happening here now? Because lam or la is preceding the verb, the noon has been dropped.
So it becomes lam taktubi.
Lam taktubi. And then next one, taktub. How do you say you two are writing?
Antuma taktubani.
Excellent. Antuma taktubani. And what's happened when lam comes? It makes the last letter, the noon,
disappear and becomes taktuba.
Excellent. And then taktubna, what happens there?
Antunna taktubna.
Excellent. And then I and we?
Ana aktub.
Aktubu.
Aktubu, but when lam comes, it becomes aktub.
Correct.
And nahnu naktubu when lam comes, it becomes lam naktub.
Excellent. So far we've done 2 states, correct? So normally a present tense verb, the singulars, they have a dhamma, yes?
Yes.
And then in the dual and the plurals, we have the noons in its original forms.
Yes.
Yep. And then over here now, we are doing about the present tense when it's preceded by lam or la. The singulars, what happens to the singulars?
It becomes sukoon.
With sukoon. And the dual and the plurals, what happens to it?
The noon disappears.
Excellent. Excellent. Sister Kulsum, Behmani, Sister Askari, is this clear for yourselves?
Yes, thank you.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much.
Okay. Right. One more point, and then I've covered everything. Now, the last state, right, rest of the class, is this clear for everyone else? Sister Robab, I know this is a lot, but I'm pushing everyone to... Sister
Makes sense, thank you.
Sister Salma, is it clear for you? Sister Batul Andani?
Yes.
Sister Humazadi, is it clear for you?
Yes, Sheikh.
Sister Tasneem? Okay, Sister Najla and Dr. Sayed?
We're trying to comprehend.
inshallah,
I think we'll have to listen to your recording again, and then it'll become a little more clearer. Right now, it's too much.
Right now, it seems overwhelming to me.
okay,
as a
let me
learner.
explain. Let me try to make it and put it in a nutshell. Okay, let me put it in a nutshell and make it easier for yourselves. So, you remember we did yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubuna. Taktubu, taktubani. Okay, Sister Najla, come on the mic and conjugate the 14 forms for me.
For the what? For
Yaktubu.
yaktubu, yaktubani, yaktubuna, taktubu, taktubani, yaktubna, taktubu, taktubani, taktubuna, taktubina, taktubani, taktubna,
Excellent.
aktubu, naktubu.
Excellent. So, excellent. Now, let me explain to you in a nutshell. Now, the singulars. He, she, you one female, I, and we. Are these singulars?
Yes.
Now, in the singular verbs, when it's preceded by lam, the dhamma in the end changes to a sukoon. Is that clear?
Yes.
Is that clear? Yes?
Yes.
Now, in regards to all of the verbs which are dual, two people.
Yes.
Yaktubani, taktubani, taktubani, taktubani. The noons are dropped.
Okay.
Clear?
Mm-hmm.
In the plurals. In the plurals, only the two masculine plurals, yaktubuna and taktubuna, the both of the noons are dropped.
Okay.
The female for third person and the female for the second person, the noons remain behind.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah.
Sheikh, because of the feminine.
No, yeah. This noon is a sign of feminine. That's the reason why the noon remains intact.
Okay.
One other thing is this point here. The singular feminine for the second person, which, how do you say it? How do you say you one female is writing? It's taktu?
Taktubu.
Taktubina. So,
Taktubina.
yeah. Only taktubina is that verb, singular verb, which has a noon. That in that singular noon, in the singular form, that noon is also dropped, nothing else.
So
Originally
it
it was taktubuna, it becomes taktubi.
Taktubi.
Is that clear now?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. So please ask questions. I would rather ask me the question, and I'll explain it in a different way so everyone understands itself, because I want everyone to understand. And inshallah, of course, if someone is finding overwhelming, don't worry. Hold on to the classes, and I will go through them again when I start the ayats of the Quran. When I break them down, I will send each of the verbs which come in different surahs of the Quran, the short surahs. I will give you all the past tense, the present tense, and the imperatives for them, so that you become more familiar with the Quran and the verbs. So in the Quran, there is only the vocab in the Quran is limited. So because it's limited, if you memorize it once or learn it once, you will use that again and again in the Quran.
So, Chef, you're going to start the Quranic classes from the 1st of Ramadan?
Inshallah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. What time?
Who is Sister Wajda?
Sister Najla. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is this. Is that tomorrow, it's going to be at 5 o'clock UK time.
But you know what? If it's 5 o'clock UK time,
yeah.
I know. What time is it? Oh, no, we can't do it. We are at work.
Listen.
1 second.
12 o'clock.
1 second. So it's going to be 5 o'clock UK time. However, as I spoke to some other students, I will do two classes. One class for UK, Africa, and Pakistan, India, Jeddah, Muscat, and Dubai students. They will join the 5 o'clock class. Those who are in America, Canada, Vancouver, and the other countries, their class I will do in the evening at 11 o'clock.
But that means 5 o'clock US time. But you know, we get up.
No. 11 o'clock, I'll do two classes. One class is 5 o'clock UK time. The other class will be 11 o'clock UK time. It will be 6 o'clock America time.
Okay,
New
good.
York time.
Good. Okay.
Okay, so don't worry about that. Jay?
Bottom of cell FaceTime video.
Nothing.
Right. Okay, let me continue.
So whatever we are doing, it calls Joseph.
It's called the Joseph case.
Joseph, okay.
So this is the Joseph case. The reason why I'm doing these are preliminary classes. The reason why I'm doing these preliminary classes is that give you some basic understanding. Once I've given you the basic understanding, then I can start going through the surahs of the Quran itself. Okay?
Inshallah.
Okay, so next thing I'm going to cover.
You will send both the link to us, right? The people who are home in Canada and America, they can join UK 5 o'clock class too, right?
Yeah, the link. So all those people who want to join this class for the yeah. So those who haven't made you join the group for the Quran, send me a message and I'll add you to those groups, and I'm using the same link for the 5 o'clock and for the 11 o'clock UK time, 6 p.m. in New York time. It'll be the same link I'm using so that anyone can join anytime they want.
Sheikh, join me please, because I can't go because I don't have a Gmail account.
Okay, that's fine. That's how I'll add you. Yeah, that's fine. Now, let me continue.
Sheikh, can you please join me too?
Yeah, I'll do that. Sister. Okay, let's bring Sister Tasneem iPad. Sister Tasneem iPad.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum. Okay,
Alaikum salam. So, this here, la tufsidu. So the word la means la means not, do not.
Yeah.
Fasada, afsada, yufsid, la tufsidu in Surah Baqarah. La tufsidu, you should not create fitna.
Okay, yeah.
So originally, if the la wasn't there, the present tense verb, it should be tufsiduna.
Tufsiduna, yeah. Okay. And then because of the la, noon gets dropped.
Yes, the noon gets dropped. Okay, excellent. Yeah. And then
La takunu awwala kafirin. La takunu awwala kafirin.
Yes. Here, la takunu, this is again in the masculine form. La takununa should be. La takununa.
La takununa.
The noon has been dropped.
Yeah. And that's because of la. Because of la.
That's right. That's right. So this is the next page. Page number 129.
Yes. Yeah.
Lesson number 20. No. This is the same sheet which I was using early on. The same one. I just changed the page over.
Singular plural, yeah. 129. Page 129.
29. Okay. La takunu. So here the noon has been dropped. Sister Salma, you got a question?
Yes, Sheikh, I have a question. It might be a silly question. I'm not sure if I missed something or not, but you know how you're saying we add lam to the past tense?
Present tense.
To the present tense?
Yep.
Do you ever add lam to the past tense?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Lam is never added to the past tense. It's only added to the present tense.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Right. Let me continue. This is this so far. Now, yeah, you got this paper. You could go through this, inshallah. And I just want to give you the basic understanding. And then, inshallah, when I do the other thing, I'll make it more clear. One final thing, and then, inshallah, we will conclude. Okay, it's okay. 5 minutes, and I'll end the class. Give me only 5 minutes. I'll end the class.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Quickly, let me do the last thing. Within 5 minutes, inshallah, I'll finish because I know that it's Maghrib time.
Siduna, it becomes the word. So
Last one, and then I'll end the class. Look at this slide and then I finish it. Now here, last case is called the subjunctive. English, we call it the subjunctive. But in Arabic, here is the last state. So I mentioned the present tense, the singular, can come with a dhamma, a sukoon, and the last one is a fatha. Last one is the singulars come with a
Fatha.
fatha. Like here, yaktuba. Yaktuba, singular. She is doing, taktuba. You are doing, you are writing, taktuba. Fatha again. And in the singular, feminine, you are writing one female, taktubina becomes taktubi. So the same, so taktubi, the noon is dropped. Aktuba has a fatha. So all of the singulars here, apart from you, one female is right, you are writing, the noon is dropped, but all of the rest, it has a fatha. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Is that clear for everyone?
Yes. Yeah.
Mr. Askari?
Yeah. Fatha.
By fasting, I don't know what's happening to me. My head is.
So, Sheikh, why is there a fatha in this case?
Why is there fatha? That's the question.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll explain that. Give me 2 seconds, but just understand. Can you? There's a fatha, yes. And in the duals itself, yaktubani, taktubani, taktubani, and taktubani, the noons are dropped, like the case when lam comes. Yes.
Okay.
And in the plural of the masculine, yaktubuna, the noon is dropped when there's a particle which gives it a fatha. Now, what is the particle which gives the present tense a fatha? Is this one here. The one which is here, lan. Lan means never. Future tense, negation. He will never write. Lan yaktuba, he will never write. And the word lam means he will not, in the past tense. He will not write. He did not write. Lam yaktub means he did not write. And lan yaktuba indicates future negation. He will never write. Is that clear, Sukaina? Ghulam Hussain?
Okay, so one explains lam means past.
Yep.
And lan means future.
Exactly. So lam gives the present tense a sukoon, and lan gives it a fatha in the singulars.
Okay.
That is it. That's everything. That's all the three present tense. All the three present tense states. One gets a fatha, one gets a sukoon, and one gets a dhamma, which is the original present tense.
Fatha, sukoon, and zamma.
Dhamma, exactly.
Fatha, sukoon, and zamma.
And what is yaktubani?
Yaktuba, yeah, exactly. It's dual, tathniya.
So how would you say they too wrote?
They too wrote yaktubani.
That's the one. Oh,
yeah. So it was originally yaktubani, but when lan comes, they too never will write. Is lan yaktuba. The noon is dropped.
Okay, all right.
It was same in the jussive too, right?
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, the jussive and the subjunctive are exactly the same in the dual and the plurals. Whatever ruling is for the jussive case is the same for the subjunctive. The only difference is the singulars. Ahsanti, Sister Wajda. Only difference is the singulars.
Okay.
Jazakallah. Thank you ever so much for that.
Thank you.
Is that clear? The difference between the jussive and the subjunctive is that when the lam comes in the singular, it gets a sukoon. But the dual and the plurals, the noons dropped in the case when lam comes, and when lan comes, the noon also drop as well. So it's the same common theme. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajham. Right.
So what are we doing tomorrow?
What I'm going to do tomorrow I'm going to do the present tense. So tomorrow, 5 o'clock, I'm going to do the present tense with the UK group, but I'm not going to do a class in the evening tomorrow for America. I'm going to do the next class for America will be on Saturday.
Okay, fine. But if we are available at 12 o'clock during the day, then
yes,
we
you can. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you, Sheikh.
Right.
I will listen tomorrow, definitely. I can listen only. Yeah.
Okay, so then that after tomorrow's session, the Friday session for UK. So for UK will be one class ahead of America itself. Then on Friday itself, then I'll be starting Surah Nas and the breakdown of Surah Nas itself, inshallah.
Sheikh, send us Zooms, okay?
Yeah, okay, no problem. Is the same link? The link which I'm sharing today.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
the same link.
There is a class today.
Yes, we will do it. I will listen to UK too.
Okay. How was this?
As far as
Very good.
I can do it.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Sheikh. Jazakallah. Jazakallah.
Intense.
Is it now, go through now, Sister Kulthum, now if you look on this handout itself, it's got the other actual particles which come in front of the present tense, which makes it the state of silent, and the ones who give it a fatha as well. The reason why I'm not going to do all of them, because there's no need at the moment. I just want to teach the basic concepts. When we come into the ayats of the Quran, then I'll explain. This is now the other particle for this present tense verb being in this case of silent or having a fatha or so forth itself, inshallah.
So,
Thank you.
yeah. Inshallah.
Okay, Muhtaj, do I just pray for me I can deliver this, because it's not easy, because it's trying to jam pack so much information in one session. It's not easy because I have to proactively and actively think of how I'm going to do it itself and how to deliver it and make it easy for everyone to understand.
MashaAllah, you did very good.
This handout, I haven't got this handout.
Yes, Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Very good. Are we going to have class every day from tomorrow?
I'd love to do it every day, but I've got other programs as well. So this class for America will be on Tuesday and Saturday. But for the UK group, the same class will be on Tuesday and Friday.
Okay, so but we can join.
Yes, you can join them as well. Just message me, everyone who wants to join the actual group for the Quran class, and I'll add you to that group as well, inshallah.
We want
So, Sheikh, can we have the handout again, please?
Yes, Sis Mukarrama. I'll send you the link for this as well, all of these handouts as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheikh.
If anyone finds it overwhelming, just message me. And like you said to me early on, it's too much. And then I taught the same thing in a different method. Ask me questions. The main important thing for me in these sessions, because I'm fighting against time, because I have only 30 days or 20 days in which I'm going to do. If it's successful, I will continue after Shahr Ramadan, inshallah. So, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة بن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتع فيها طويلا واجعل من أنصاره وشيتك وجندك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. التماس دعاء في أمان الله.
If you'll send us the link for today's
recording
one, yeah? Yeah, the link I can share now. If someone could copy it